Okay, we'll try this again. I don't know what happened then. It said the chat was disconnected. And then I think it's I hadn't reset my router from the power line adapter behind me, so last time something like this happened, it was because of that. So it's my fault. Probably I should have done that before I went live, but I totally forgot. I normally do it every time before I went live, but because I was already on the PC editing a video, I totally forgot. So oh well. But I think there was an issue. It must have been an issue with my internet because I also got disconnected from iRacing. So let's hope it's sorted now. Unless it could be something with the router downstairs, which I haven't checked yet. I can't. There's no fresh servers on this. Let me why is there no new servers on this? Should be servers every like. Sure, there should be a new one by now. Half an hour gap. I can't join. That's the one we were just in. I don't know if I want to join that one again. It came up on the Streamlabs that the chat was disconnected. Let's just try this one again, see what happens. It wouldn't let me in before. I want to see if it was just my connection being a bit dodgy. I'd rather go in an EU server than American. Let's see what's going on. Not joining this still, so I'm hoping there's not. Oh, there you go. Let's see if we can join it now and see if we get in. Let's just check. Take the audio on. I've got display capture. Yep, lock that. Okay. What is the reason you aren't using Cockpit Camera GT Sport anymore? Gone through this many a time, but it's slower. Simple. I want to be competitive with everyone else, and the fact that I was losing a good few attempts every lap through in race pace more so. Even in qualifying though, like for time trial and stuff like it was slower, so there's more visibility in that view. You're just faster, and I wasn't willing to lose the speed. That's the other cat that's the one you don't normally see. But yeah, I didn't want to lose any more speed than what I was. The basic I was giving up. You've got more visibility from bumper, and you'll find. I don't think there's many people who went to the World Finals that were using anything other than bumper or bonnet. They bonnet, but it's more like a roof camera, isn't it? It's kind of higher up than the bonnet. It's a bit weird. But most of the drivers in the World Finals were using that because it's an advantage. It feels like the game feels different from cockpit view to them. I feel like it's more front end grip when I go onto the bumper view, which is massively important on the game. Right, let's try this again. Let's hope it runs smoothly. Let's just keep an eye on that. I'm just going to keep an eye on, make sure it's all should be okay though. Let's just make sure we get no drop frames. So we've got the same setup still. Just need to put the sound on for you, I believe. Oh no, sound's on. There you go. So let's go back and try and get warmed up a bit. So most people will know, if you play iRacing, the track limits are extremely strict on iRacing on this track. Oh, downshifted too fast then. Ah, come on, understeer. Trying to get the setup to get rid of that understeer is really frustrating. That downshifted it too fast again. Wow, look at this. Alright, let's go. Let's start again. I need to get warmed up with this car. Am I running the right... I think I'm running the right setup. Oh, piss off. I was out of the pits then, I swear. Try again. Yeah, we're not doing a race now. This is just a test session. I just want to... just want to try and work some stuff out, because I've never really driven this car and I can't seem to get the setup to do what I want it to do. Since I've come back to iRacing, I'm just like, the setups just don't feel like they're working for me anymore. It just feels way different. Hello, Nathan. Yeah, I know it'd be weird, but I used to have some decent setups, and now my setups are just not. They're not there. They're like, I used to have someone in the Mercedes. I used to like Renz Brockman's setup from VRS. It used to suit me. And in I used to use McLaren a lot, and my mate used to do the setups, and then I used to alter them a bit, but I can't get the car feeling anything like what I want it to at the moment. And the lad that obviously I used to get them off doesn't play the game anymore. He doesn't play anything. Understeer. No. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. I need to change something that I've altered on this setup. Let me load up the actual setup that I should be using, because I have altered it a bit. Alright, let me just change to... Right, let me... Is that the right one? Yeah. So frustrating trying to get this car to do what right, let me just load up the actual VRS setup that just understeers like absolutely crazy, but I'm gonna load it up. Right, try again. You have low expectations of the update for tomorrow. I don't think there'll be much new stuff. I just think it'll be like a new track, obviously, in the cars. I'm just gonna load the actual VRS setup first and just... try and get used to that. Let me just put the right... I've got the wrong thing on over there. There you go, it's better. You feel like you're... One thing with this car, the Mercedes feels so much easier to drive. This Audi feels like you're very close to spinning it whenever you downshift. That corner's a pain in the arse. Missed a gear. Jesus. I think one area where I'm losing a lot of time is the brakes. I feel like I'm too aggressive on the brakes. Well, I can't wait to get V3s for this. That's going to be such a big difference when I eventually get them. Pussied it. It's that fourth to third gear, you've got to be so careful with it. Yeah, definitely downshift slow with this car. That's one thing I'm starting to realise. It doesn't like being aggressively downshifted. Ah, I ran wide there. Didn't turn in hard enough. Let's see, before I do this race I need to get the consistency in not picking up the ×1 penalties, because this track is so harsh for it. Like that, I don't feel like that should be a track limit thing. That felt like almost perfect. Understeer, God. Have a little look at the time so far. Oh, look at that. I lifted too much through the corner. Ah. Lifted too much. Needed to keep more throttle in. It's a hard one on iRacing because you do need to warm them up a bit, but I always prefer starting qualifying with them really, like, not overusing them. I try to drive my outlaps really slowly because I tend to go faster if I do that. I think fourth gear will be a little bit slow at pulling, to be honest. I mean, it depends on what corner it is as well. Let's try again. I just, on that corner then, I don't know if I'll get a black flag for that. I just lifted too much. You've got to lift a little bit, but lifted too much. No idea. I can't remember. I think it's the EU lobby. It's got 40. It's got an hour and 15 left. Oh, even more on the steering fork. Okay, my cat. What is the cat doing? No, I can't. You can't sit there, Tilly. Move. Move. The cat was sat right in front of the chat. Yeah, I don't feel confident at racing this car yet. Like, for obvious reasons. Don't hit... Yeah, I've hit the wall. I need to concentrate with this car. This car's a really tricky car. I mean, this is because this is Spa that's on VRS this week, Nick. Although it won't do any harm if Spa does come tomorrow. Get me used to the track a bit, but... It's Spa, the VRS Sprint Series is at Spa on iRacing, so... And most the iRacing cars, if you slightly lose the rear end, you don't find it's nearly impossible to catch it. But I find it nearly impossible. And once the rears go on iRacing, you're basically screwed. You ain't catching it. Not now. I won't be doing the race. This is just a test session. It'd be suicide for me to go into a race without the knowledge on the car, really. I might do it later, depending on what sort of consistency I can pick up. Run wide. That's such a tricky corner on iRacing that. So much easier on Assetto Corsa. There is no Porsche. There's only Ferrari that you could go on iRacing, and that's probably even worse. The Ferrari's quite unstable as well. That ×1 for that. I'm not having that. That felt perfect. I feel like they've gotten stricter now on that. The top of the hill. It feels like they've gone even stricter now than they used to be. Whoa. With iRacing, you've just got to get used to the car. That's the main thing. Like, it's not like GT Sport where you can just jump in any car and just, like, you've really got to get used to the car. Especially because I've never really driven this car, so it's trying to get used to the downshifting on it. It's a lot different to the Mercedes. That's a bit better through there anyway. That was better through there anyway. Oh. Nearly binned it then. Keep the power on. Oh, nearly binned it then again. Bit better, 15.3 without any times penalties, so okay, so I'm starting to get the feel of the way this car drives. A lot of it's in downshifting, how aggressive you are. I'm starting to feel you've got to be really smooth with it. You can't like hustle the car, you've got to be really smooth. Not going to go into fifth here, I'm going to stay in fourth. Should gain a bit of time on this corner because that's where I messed up. Oh, some understeer then.
You got a slow car on the right.
Missed the apex. You gotta keep your foot planted there. That'll be so nervous with tyre wear. Needs to not the times are fairly consistent so far. Just got really got to concentrate on the exit speed on iRacing. Ah, times one, I knew that. If I tried to avoid getting that times one, I would have binned it at the top of the hill. We're getting better though, definitely feel like I'm making improvements here. Ah, again, just running wide and picking up that times one. I really hope this track comes to GT Sport tomorrow. I'll be really happy if it was such a good track. One of the best tracks ever, I think. I love it. The flow of it, the fast corners, the technical section, it just got every type of corner. I love it. Such a good rhythm to the track. If it carries on like this, if we can keep the consistency like this, then we might do the race later. I've just got to try and keep getting used to this car. Like P1 there, that's a very fast lap that he's done. Let's see if we can get in the 14s here. You don't know what fuel people are running as well. I've obviously running full fuel. just stayed in the limits. No. Oh, I nearly binned it, but we got a ×1, but I just about saved it. Brake too late. Crap, messed it up. Pushed too hard. Pushed too hard at the end. Oh well.
Car stop on the right.
There's an hour left. Dead on an hour. I feel so nervous through some of these corners with this car. I feel like it at any moment it might just go on the rear. I need to see what temperatures are in this lobby as well in a minute. Oh, look at that. It's got to back off completely with that. Let's just go back to the pits and I want to keep the high fuel testing going. Have a little look at the laps and so there was that we should have really gotten the 14s at one stage, which would have put me around this area, but that pace is really good at the top. It's a cold track though, so I should be faster than that. The track temperature is only 19 degrees, so really we should be a bit faster than that. Don't know whether it's as I don't know. It's different on GT Sport because on GT Sport the Audi wouldn't be that scary if there was ×1 tyre wear. But I could imagine, obviously, if this had like what we run on GT Sport, then it would be scary. But I think it's just a case of getting used to it on this, and it's probably the same as GT Sport. Really, the more you get used to the car, then just find it. You find you get used to how cars drive. Let's just check this out a minute. Not too bad. We're not massively off the pace, but I don't know if his lap was a qualifying lap or not. Just gonna go to the toilet a minute anyway. Love your iRacing videos. Question though, how come you use Cockpit View in iRacing? In iRacing and GT Sport, I use everything. I've said it loads. It's because on iRacing you're forced to use the Cockpit View, and I would use it on GT Sport. I did. If you go back to my original videos on the game, I use Cockpit View because it's my favourite view on a racing game. But it's just a big disadvantage on GT Sport. You're slower. It feels different. I'd say it's worth a couple of attempts a lap. And at the top level, you can't afford to give away 2-3 attempts a lap. It's not. You just can't do it. You need to be hitting the best laps you can, really. Right, I'm just going to go to the toilet and get myself something to eat, and then I'll come back home. Won't be long. Yeah, iRacing forces you in this view. That's why everyone uses it, which is good. It keeps it equal. And that's why they do it, because they know that there's an advantage from using other views. Not only sometimes does the game feel different, because the way the force feedback works sometimes feels different, but you have a visibility advantage, and forcing everyone in the same view makes everything equal, and I like that. No, Bella, what are you doing? Come on, off. I swear, my cat's in front of the telly. What are you doing? Come here. Get down. Cat's a dickhead, I tell you. No, you can't. It will try and go asleep in front of the TV now. It's not going to happen. Bella, what are you doing? Come here. Get down. Come on. Come on. Down. Come on. Right. Come here. Bloody cat. Be interesting to see what I should have a little look up. So that was my race pace. So my race pace isn't too bad really, but I need to be up there really. On these track conditions, I'd need to be mid-14s to be at least midfield, I think, in top split. You okay, MJ? To be fair to VRS though, that setup feels way better and more competitive than the pure driving school setup that I tried. The pure driving school setup felt ultra safe and not very fast. Right. I'm going to try their qualifying setup now, because they actually do qualifying setups on VRS, so let's give it a go. Right. God, these cats are annoying me today. Why are they all being absolute dickheads? What are you doing today? You can't lay on my keyboard. Yeah. Yeah, Zany. This is why I mean, I'm so glad that I've started doing iRacing as well as GT Sport, because when the tracks are this shit, I can just go and play on iRacing as well and do open lobbies on GT Sport. Let's test this qualifying setup out now. What I find is I don't actually go that much faster. I tend not to go much faster when it comes to qualifying than I do with the race setup.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel.
I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently they're working on an AI mode for like so you can race the computer on this as well. That should be good for practicing all your stuff as well and getting used to the cars and that. Oh, the sound's just gone funny again. That's what happened when the stream went funny. That's a bit weird. Why did the sound go really funny then? Did anyone else hear the sound go funny on that down that straight where it went a bit weird? Maybe it's my headset. I hope it's not my headset. And I'm hoping it's not my headset dying. I mean, it shouldn't be. It's quite a new headset I've used. Yeah, it could have been my headset. Wow, this car feels really risky with low fuel. I need to probably warm the tyres up a bit. Let's let him go. Let's just back off a bit and give myself some space. I'm not going to catch him, but do a wide line for the entry. Whoa, God, this Audi feels really weird when you're getting on the power. Gain some time straight away there anyway. That was so close to a penalty, a timed one. I had to back out a little bit then. Oh, it's better. No! Wow, what an idiot I am. Still not a bad lap, but I messed that corner up. Let's have a little look at them. That wasn't bad for a qualifying. I could have gone 2 tenths faster if I didn't mess that last sector up. It was looking like a nice lap until I did that. Have a little look. So a second off the pace, really. It would have been about 7 tenths off. We would have been able to get 3 in this practice session, but we're still a second off the pace at whoever this guy is. And this one here. But we totally cocked that last corner up. Definitely getting used to this Audi though. It's car. I prefer the feel to this Audi to the Mercedes, but this Audi feels a lot more scary. Like you feel like you're on the verge of dying every corner. The spotter scared you. It's not really. We don't want. It's Nick. It's not really. It's not really. I know about. Obviously, I do setups that, but it's not like. It's understeery. It's not that. It's the downshifting, because the way that you've got to have the differential on this car. If you downshift too quickly, the rear just locks. And it just spins you out. So you've just got to be really gentle on downshifting. But you've got to keep... You've always got to remember that it will do it. So it's quite like... something you've got to be thinking of all the time. If you downshift too aggressively, it will just spin out. But the setup doesn't feel too bad, this VRS setup, to be fair. You're getting your first GT3 car. What do you suggest? I think for how easy it is to drive, probably the Mercedes... And it's quite competitive at most tracks in Mercedes. Are you on iRacing, I presume? If you're on about iRacing, I'd probably say the AMG GT3 is probably the most consistent and easier car to drive, in my view. It's normally competitive at most tracks. The Audi is... I like the Audi. I like the feel of the Audi more, but I think it's a car you'd have to get used to a lot more. It requires a lot more practice. I like the Ferrari as well. When I tried that. Ferrari's good to do the fixed series as well. If you want to do the fixed series, you can always race the Ferrari there. The Audi for this track... the reason I've gotten the Audi for this track is because the VRS setup that was out... and Cat, can you just go away? This cat is doing my head in. Go away. The VRS setup that was out for this car was 5 tenths faster than all the other cars around here. So I think it all depends on like what car's just performing best. The Mercedes was better at Monza, I think it was. But this was really weak at Monza, the Audi, I think. Hardly anyone went it. It was just a grid of Mercedes. So, just depends. It really does depend on the track and the car. Like, obviously, what you pick. Even, I've seen people topping the sheets with a Mercedes on track still, though. I mean, not Mercedes, McLaren. So, if you've got the setup that works, then it's... Most cars can still be competitive. As long as you're skillful as well, obviously, as well. Which I'm not at the moment, but we'll get there. You okay, Josh?
Right side. Clear on the right.
The Mercedes has got more grunt down the straights as well. The Audi's not as fast on the straight line speed. Yeah, I'm good. Just testing out some Spa iRacing. Because you never know, we might be getting Spa tomorrow on GT Sport, who knows? Yeah, iRacing's really good. Like for the authentic feel and how it like feels when you're playing on it. iRacing's the best, really, I think. But I think for fun and enjoyment, GT Sport can beat it in a lot of ways. Because on GT Sport, you don't have to worry about setups and people getting an... I'm gonna let him go here. You don't have to worry about people getting an advantage over setups and stuff. Obviously, I can do default setup races on this, which we're gonna buy the RUF GT3 car for that because Bill Denti donated some money to get me he gave me money to get a car, which I'm gonna get I think in about a week or so, and then I can do the RUF GT3. It's a default series, and the Ferrari's a default series as well, so we can still do them, which we will be doing some of them. I'm gonna probably do the Ferrari one this week as well. It's at Imola, one of my favorite tracks, so I'm definitely gonna try and get on to do that at some point, even if we do it in the day some point, like a day stream. Oh, it's really bumpy through there. Must have maybe a little bit too aggressive on the throttle. No, that's gonna be it's gonna go. Oh, ow, get off the track, get off the track. That's why it's nervous, this car. If you try and keep your foot planted when you know it's going wrong, that's what happens. It's just like, on GT Sport you can catch stuff like that, but on iRacing you just die.
Clear.
Gotta warm them tyres up.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear.
I've tried. I don't think you can change it to miles per hour. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've never been able to do it. I don't know if there's a way. I think you're stuck with whatever the car defaults with. I'm not sure. I would rather have miles per hour, but I think you're basically stuck with how the car is. I have no idea if you can change it. I mean, you might be able to, but I've never worked it out. I don't know much about iRacing. I just race on the game. Yeah. Spa is one of my all-time favourite tracks. That corner is one of the scariest corners on this game. That's where I can gain loads of time, in that corner. And here. The Delta's going green because I messed it up before. Ah, the traction control kicking in because I was too aggressive again. I don't know. I think in iRacing they keep it how it is. You know, when it comes to the way they supply the cars. I've ticked the metric. I've tried that. Doesn't change anything. That's just for when you go on the setups. It just alters how the setups look and that. No, no. Oh, mess that up. Lost some time then. Jesus. I love the day and night cycle now on iRacing with the way the track's changing all the time. It's so nice. I love that. Ah, I've messed that up. That'll lose me a lot of time. I hate that corner. Scares the crap out of me every time. Not a very good lap. We'll go for the second lap. I've got into aggressive. It's so much about getting the exit speed on iRacing. GT Sport, you can afford to be way more aggressive. Is he not? Okay.
The car on your left. Clear on the left.
I'm way behind. I'm 3 tenths behind already. Ah! Trying to push a little bit too hard here now. End up losing time when you do that anyway. I don't know about wind speed. I know Assetto Corsa does on the PC version. It doesn't on the console version, but on PC, the wind affects the cars and everything, especially on Monza in the braking zone. I don't know about this game though, I'm not too sure. I've never really felt it, so I doubt it. I don't think it does really. I know the track temperature changes on this game, like, so when the cloud covers a part of the track or if it becomes shaded, that part of the track loses its temperature, so that's a new feature they added recently. Oh, I had to back out of that corner. I need to find my braking spot for this corner. That's way too aggressive. I've got to get the braking spot sorted for qualifying if I do this later. Oh yeah, you don't need a very powerful computer to run this, that's for sure. It definitely does catch that. I mean, it nearly caught me out when I was in a practice session. A bit of the track got shaded with a cloud cover, and the track changed a little bit. But the wind factor on Assetto Corsa can really catch you up, because when it's a tailwind going down the straight, you have to brake about, I'd say it's a good 10-15 yards earlier. You've got to make sure you do it, because otherwise you just end up braking and just going straight on and miss the apex. Because I couldn't work out why I was struggling so much at me braking on that track, and it's because I had random wind on, and when I checked it was a tailwind. So when I was trying to do a setup, I kept changing the setup, because every time I'd go back to it for another session, it'd be a different wind, and I'd be getting all messed up. So I turned it off in the end just to make sure it was neutral. Right, let's have a little. Pace is definitely there to get a low 14. It's just I just don't think I don't think I'm getting 13s yet on this. I reckon I could if I was practicing all the time, but see, the track's really it's in good condition at the moment. It's got really low temperatures. When the track's low temperatures like that, it's going to be faster. I mean, it does say wind, so maybe wind is affected on this because it's got there. Wind speed is 8 kilometers an hour southwest, so maybe it does have some sort of influence on the way the car handles. Maybe it does on this as well. And it's changing the wind speed all the time, so it probably does, because otherwise it must do, because otherwise it wouldn't show it there. I never really paid attention to that. I don't think it makes much of a difference though. Try another go. What is the price for a default car? What do you mean for a default car? I don't get you. Nah, it wouldn't be that. He's just fast. I've never really felt any difference with the wind, to be honest, in this game. He's just fast. I'm just not very fast on this at the moment. I was never at the top of the speed ranks on this anyway. If you just put it in perspective, I was heading for about 5. I would have got my I rating into the 5K like mark, but there's people on this game with 10K I rating. To buy the car without setup, I mean, you don't pay for the setups anyway, Paz, but it depends what car you're buying. They're normally, I think they're normally 10, works out about £9–10, I think, or about £8–9. But you don't pay for the setups. You pay for the individual car, just on no matter whether, like, any situation. But yeah, you get default cars with the game. You get like the Mazda, you get the Radical, you get the V8 supercar, you get some cars with the base game, but then for all the GT3 cars, they're like about £8 or £9 each, I think. But what you do is if you want to drive iRacing, you don't buy a car straight away because it'd be a waste of money. Just do the Mazda for a few weeks, build your license up, and then when you get into enough license to then race IMSA, buy a GT3 car then, and then work your way up in GT3s. Don't try and go straight up into the top. You'll struggle if you go straight up. Yeah, it's a very expensive game. Yeah, there's some oval stuff you can do, but I tend not to do it. In this session, I'm a second off, but he's not like... He's fast, but he's not the fastest on the game. There'll be a lot faster than him. I know that when I was really at, like, you know, hitting some good times, I was still like 8/10 off a lap off the best drivers, because it's the thing with iRacing is obviously a lot of drivers have been driving the game for a long time, and the best are, like, I'd say the competition's a lot more over GT Sport. Like, GT Sport's got competition, but there's a lot more of it on iRacing, and there's a lot more lightnings. Like, there's like hundreds of people as fast as, like, it'd be like having 100 drivers like lightning on GT Sport. That's the kind of competition you get on iRacing. Yeah, the rally. I've never tried the rallycross. I've no idea how it is. I really wish they would fix this OBS issue that I'm getting at the moment. Oh, ran wide there. I have no idea how many people we've even got in the stream. I mean, I don't think we'll have much because it's only a, we're only testing out, but according to this, it says we've got 15 people in.
You got a slow car on the right.
Right, let's try and get a better exit this time. Okay, yeah, so we got more than 15 in. I mean, I didn't expect much on this game anyway, because most of my subscribers obviously GT Sport. Ah, understeer. Ah, no! Oops. Don't know if that car affected me then going up the hill. Oh, hi. You're right, Phil. I've only just seen you there. Let's go back to full fuel and just try and get some consistency back. I feel like I'm trying to push too hard with low fuel. What is the difference between... I've got two setups. One's VRS safe and one's like a race setup, but one's a safer version. Let's see what they do to make it a safer version. That's at 125. I bet you they just changed the diff basically. Let's just load that one up. No, the diff stays the same. But the toe in, let's see if that's the... So it's got less toe in. Ah, okay. What else changed? Let's have a little look at the suspension. I'm going to see, trying to get an idea of what he's done to change. 70.7. Okay, so he raises the ride height. Ah, right. So he creates less rake. Open that and see the front. Gonna see what changes he's doing just to... So basically what he does, he just makes it turn less. Let me load that up. I'm going to try something just to... I want to try and cure that. I think if I go maybe like that. I'm going to try... Let me try this. I'm going to try this in race trim now. A PC just to play. I mean, if you're serious about sim racing, I can't really fault iRacing. I mean, it's a different level of... It's very much a different level, though, to console. It's quite a big step up. You'll find that most people that start off on console end up on iRacing because the level of competition and the realism is much higher. But it is very, very tricky. You know, the cars are not... I mean, I wouldn't say it's as hard as what some people think to drive, but... you know, you do get punished a lot more on this game for mistakes. Oh yeah, 1 minute. There you go. Sorry, apologies. Go back to that. I can't work out this. I've changed the rear toe angle now to be a bit safer for what he's on, but I've left the rake what it was. So this might make it this. Yeah, it's creating a lot of understeer now. I can feel the understeer as I get oversteer mid corner. It's because I shifted down too early, to be fair. I need to see what this is like, whether it's going to be too understeering now. This is the corner I want it to be safer on. It felt quite a bit safer on that corner, but I feel like it's going to pick up a lot of understeer through a Rouge and Redallion or whatever it is. Yeah, it's not rotating. Yeah, I've got to back off the throttle. Don't like it. Don't like that at all. I need to go back to the I can do it from here because I don't really think it matters about sharing the tyres. There you go. Yeah, you can get discounts overpass. I mean, if what you kind of want to do is it depends really actually. If you wait for them to have the sales on, you get like a year for a lot cheaper than that, a lot cheaper. You normally pick them up in like, I think £50 for the whole year or £40 for the year normally, something like that. Yeah, if you're a new member, you normally get a lot, like you can get discount codes and stuff like that. But you need to wait for the offers to come on for that. That's the only issue. Oh, break. You paid $55 for a year. Nice, yeah. Is there no way to see your rating? My rating? Mess that corner up now. There is apps you can download to show it, I think, but I don't download anything. My iRating at the moment is like 4.1, something like that. It was 4.8, but I lost a load when I came back a while ago. And it's going to go down more. It's probably going to go down to low 3s, I think. And then I can start trying to get it back up to like near 5 again. Once I'm more used to the game. The track feels different now. I'm wondering if because there's not as many people driving it now, it might have gone a bit weird. Yeah, kids, but hell. Kids are expensive. Especially when their birthdays are just after Christmas. And they're both within a week of each other. Pain in the arse. It's got to try and get back to being smooth with this car. So let's start properly from this lap. That was a terrible lap up. I feel that Key's daughter's birthday was December and son was 2 days ago. What? The girls' birthdays are in February. One's mid, one's towards, well, one's a week later. I ain't got a son, but I guess you mean Calster or something. You was gonna get a CSL Elite? But the price of it, yeah. I can imagine. The only thing with being in Australia isn't like everything a rip-off to get it imported over. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. For a CSL Elite, you paid that much? Oh my god. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm gonna get the V3 pedals for iRacing soon. That's one of the next purchases, although I think I'm gonna get the camera sorted in the next 2 days or so, or maybe tomorrow or day after. I'll have a little look later on Amazon and see what camera I want to get for to have the pedal camera and the obviously the wheel camera when we're doing track guides. No, in the UK, the CSL Elite. I don't know, actually. I mean, I'm talking... There's a CSL Elite for PS4 and PC, which you can get the basic pedals with for £500, which is about €600. But if you want the V3s, the better pedals with the CSL Elite of the PS4 version, you can get it for about £820, which is about 900 and something euro. This lap has been messy. Oops. Where am I going there? I really don't know about Spa tomorrow. All we know is it's coming, but when it's coming, no one really knows, so we'll just have to see. I'm expecting there'll be a if Spa is coming tomorrow, I would think it'll be a trailer later today to showcase it, so keep an eye out on Twitter and you might see it. See you later, mate. I don't know whether I'm gonna do a little. I might. I don't feel comfortable enough racing this car yet in Spa. I don't know. I think I might need to do another practice session before I race Spa on this. So what I might do is I might stream GT Sport later, and then do iRacing maybe tomorrow. I'm getting there with it though, because I'm reading the chat and I'm not crashing, which is definitely an improvement. As I say that is exactly why I need to practice more with this car. Oh god, literally as I said it. Yeah, it's the load cell that's the advantage with the V3s. Load cells are the main thing. To be able to fit, you're braking by pressure and not distance, because your muscle memory knows it's better at remembering pressure than it is distance. So like spring pedals are not the best really, because your muscles just don't remember the distance that far, whereas they know pressure a lot better and it's muscle memory. So that's the main reason. But the thing that will catch me out is switching between them and these pedals for when I go on GT Sport. I really wish there was an adapter out that I know there is one you can get, but I wish there was one that actually worked and you could buy now. The person that made one stopped making them. Oh my god, £2,000. That's such a rip-off. I can get the PS4, the CSL Elite PS4 version with the V3s for £800 and something. Nah, I can't believe that. I mean, that's saying that's about, wait there, £800 basically like $1,600, isn't it? In Australian dollars. So you're paying a few £100 extra, but it's not as much as it looks, because it's basically double the. I think it's like, and it's probably about. I'm trying to think, maybe about 15. That's about $1,500 for what I. £800, 850, 850. Yeah, it's probably about 1,600 to be fair. You won't be. You can't send them over though, can you? Because they hold them, so you have to pay tax on it. They'll hold it. If you send them, I think they still pay tax, and they won't be able to pick up the item unless they pay the tax on it. I'm pretty sure there's people that have tried that and then they get held in customs in Australia or wherever you send it, and they won't release it until you've paid the tax on it. So it doesn't work out cheaper at all. Do they look like real race pedals? I wouldn't say they look like. I mean, they're a lot better. They're you can see them if you just they sell them on Amazon, so they don't look much different from like the T3 PA Pro pedals that I've got there, but they're a little bit better. They're all black though. They've not got no silver on them, and it's just the fact that it's load cell. Load cell is so important for throttle pressure and stuff, and like obviously the brake pressure is the main thing. Yeah, you'd pay such an import tag. They wouldn't release them. So you might send them over, but then the person that receives them would have to pay like hundreds of dollars just to like get them off them. Yeah, I'm gonna call that. I've got to pick the kids up in a minute, so I feel like I can drive that consistently, but I don't know whether I'll do GT Sport later because I don't think I've got enough consistency to do the race and risk doing that race yet. I know I could use a Mercedes and get through it fairly easily, but I think that I want to try something different on board of the Mercedes. I want to try this Audi and try and get used to it and just see if I can make it to the end of the race. It's just the tyre wear that I'm scared of with that. Yeah, you can get your brake. It's easier to trail brake with V3s because your brake, it's easier to slowly release pressure than do it by distance. So you trail brake much faster, and you will gain time. Most people I know on iRacing that switched, they gained like 5 tenths of a second. Most of the people that I know switched over, and I think even Lightning said about the difference between the V3s and the TGT pedals on GT Sport is quite a big difference. He finds it a lot easier to trail brake with the V3s. You're not just paying for build quality, you are paying to be brutally honest, you will be faster with V3s. It's proven by so many people that I've seen buy them and use them. Some people might not be, but if you're good at if you can, it depends how what you're like with the pedals you use. Some people you'll gain a lot of time because it's so much easier to trail brake. Does anybody rate the G29 pedal mod? I don't know. I've never really tried. I know Lightning used to use the G29. Lightning preferred the G29 pedals to the Thrustmaster GT. He said they're well better, especially on GT Sport. You're right, Niz, man. Just about to end the stream now. But yeah, I think I'll probably do GT Sport later. I don't know. I'll have to see it. I mean, I'm trying to think what. Let's have a little. Let's just come out of this. Let's have a little look at the timings of these races. So many replays saved on there. The podium, yeah, the podium's what I will eventually, hopefully, at some point, be able to buy the PS4 and the PC one, but that's a long way off that. I mean, it's not even out yet, is it? They delayed it. They delayed it by, I think it's like 2-3 months, is it? It's now April or something like that, I think. So apparently it's going to be really good, the podium, though, because it's literally plug and play. Like most direct drive wheels that are out now, they're not plug and play. Nizman, they normally stay silent until the night before the update's out. They normally release something on Twitter. So go on Project Cars 2 on PC. I have got it. I've got loads of games on my PC, like sim racing games that you probably didn't even know I had. But what's going on here? Let me have a little look at the timings of these races, because we're gonna do a few. I want to try and get a few different races done this week. We're gonna try that Mazda at Charlotte, because it's when I've realised it's at the track I know, and it was one of my stronger tracks. So be interested in that. I need to get used to it again, but Where's that? Is that Zam? Oh, that's at Zandvoort. Oh my god, that's a tricky car to get used to, but it's at Zandvoort. That could be a combination I could do as well. It's a default series with the Cadillac. Let's have a little look what else is on. There's loads of options this week that I can race that are quite good. We've got sorry, not Interlagos, Imola in the Ferrari Challenge Series. That's a fixed series. The RUF GT3s at Snetterton. I don't own Snetterton, but I'm not getting the RUF until next week. I'm going to buy that with Phil's money when I can get it next week. What else is there? Where's the? I don't really like the advanced Mazda's a bit turd now. It's too long, the races. I've got the Porsche Cup, but I need better brake pedals for that. Where's IMSA's at in Brands Hatch as well. There's quite a lot to race on this time. Yeah, they've got everything on here. They have the Le Mans 24-hour race. They have everything. This man. Whenever there's like I think the Daytona, is it the Daytona that's coming up soon? Yeah, look, the Daytona 24-hour series. They've got the 24-hour Daytona race on, which is you can either drive the C7 prototype, the Ford GT, Ferrari 488 GTE, Porsche 911 RSR, Mercedes AMG GT3, or the Audi R8 LMS. But you need to drive it as a team. So you enter it with like 3 people or so, and I think it's free, and then you swap over on stints. That's another reason why a lot of people like iRacing. No, I think they normally do the 24-hour races, like stuff like that. They'll do a bit before the official ones. They normally do them a bit different timing, just so you can. If the main reason they don't do them at the same time is because there's a lot of real racing drivers that do them. They kind of like they sometimes use it as a bit of a warm up and getting used to it and that. So you'll find that a lot of real racing drivers do it. But yeah, well, let's have a little look at the time of this. Where is it? BRS. Let's see what times the races are. So it's 4, 6, 8, and 10. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do tomorrow, I won't do a video. I've got a video that's done. I've just got to render it before I pick the girls up now. I've got to start rendering it, and then I'll upload it, and then I'll put the video up either before we stream later or after. But yeah, tomorrow I won't do a video. I'll go straight onto iRacing. We'll warm up in the day, so we'll start streaming in the morning. We'll do like an hour's practice, and we might even do 2 races on the Spa, because I think we might die in the first one, or probably the second one as well. So we might do that tomorrow, and then we'll probably stream GT Sport later tonight again. Just a quick stream on it. I don't know what we'll do on it. I want to do something different, because we done random open lobbies last night. We've done the manufacturer testing. Let's do. I mean, we could do something like, I don't know how people would feel about it though. A night of just oval racing on the different oval tracks. Like you've got there's one that's not really a full oval, but there's 3 different tracks. I don't know what people would feel about that. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of ovals, but it could be funny. G25 horseman. Do stock oval. That's what I've just different cars on ovals. The G25 are springs on. Yeah, the G25 are. I think they're is it pedometer or something like that, I think. Do you know anything about the tweet GT did about the 30th of January? All I know is that a lot of people are saying that it's going to be the official season that starts at the end of the month. Yeah, I think we should do that. It's just do some oval racing, because we're doing these we do that much streaming on GT Sport now. It can't do any harm to just do some oval racing for a night. It's something different, isn't it? Rather than doing the same stuff, daily races or GR3, GR1. We can do some oval racing, still do GR3 or some single make cars or N whatever cars. Just have a laugh. Do the minibus there as well. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do some oval racing later on GT Sport just for fun. Because there's 3 different. Is there 3 different tracks we can do? I think there is, isn't there? There's three different oval tracks, I think. As far as I remember, there is. You've got the really short oval one. You've got the one that's like, obviously, it's not really an oval, but Blue Moon Bay. And then you have that weird one. What's the other one called? It's like, it's got different types of corners in, but it's still kind of an oval. We can do that one as well. Oh, yeah. You're not on iRacing yet in this one, no. Yeah, just try the driver. You don't need the drive. Anything where you update the driver won't. I don't think it makes much difference on console. It's only on PC it makes much of a difference. Some things can. I mean, I updated this, although I don't think it really made much of a difference when I did it. Really annoying me, that little bit that looks polished now. Need to trying to see where it is that's doing that. Let's just have a little look on this glove. Where is it? There. That's the wrong glove. Oh, with the Mazda. Yeah, it's good fun. The Mazda. So it's there. It's them grip. It's the grips on the gloves that's causing the rubbing on the wheel. Bit of a pain. I don't think it's really going to do much. It's just like taking a really like fine layer off. It's not. I don't even think it's going to do much that. Yeah, this is what I mean, Nick. This is why we need to be able to set a single make. You know, how good would it be if we could have like online championships? You know, even if it meant you couldn't save them, but I could set up a free race championship. We go to free tracks and it tells you who comes top at the end. We do reverse grid based on like previous result. Keep it like that. And then do 3 different races. And just see who wins after 3 and stuff. It'd just be good fun. It's just a shame that we can't fix a car so that everyone has to go a certain car. Because the problem with later, if we try and say everyone's got to go in the Mini, you'll get like a few people that will just come in and go the wrong car and it'll piss me off. Yeah. Have you got a PC that would run it now? I need to get I mean, at the moment I'm just running it off the TV, but I'm really hoping they make some progress, like make progress with new TVs in the future and allow them to run at higher than 60 frames per second, because I feel like the frame rate is definitely an advantage running it higher. Because you see all the most people run iRacing on proper monitors at like 100 and whatever frames per second. An 8-year-old laptop, yeah, you ain't going to be running it on that. Not now, anyway. Maybe 8 years ago you might have been able to, but not now. Not with all the new stuff they've added into it. Yeah, they've added like the day-night cycles, and they changed over to Direct. Is it Direct? Whatever it is, 11 or they moved over, didn't they? But you can still run it on a low-end PC, but you just need a bit better PC. But let's just come off this. So what other games do I have that's all my games are mixed up now, but we got the original Assetto Corsa, Automobilista. That is an amazing game. I've only tried that a few times, but such a good game. Grid Autosport on the PC because it was reduced ages ago. The original Grid was free. PUBG, you don't play that. Project Cars 2, R Factor 2. Where else do we have? We've got the new Assetto Corsa somewhere. Where's the new Assetto Corsa? I have got the new Assetto Corsa, but it must be in Steam. Yeah. Is it on there somewhere, the new Assetto Corsa? Can't see it. But I do have the new Assetto Corsa as well. It's just in Steam still. That's as far as I go with the racing games. Yeah, see, I need to have a big screen, me. That's the old Assetto Corsa, that on the bottom left. I need to have like a decent sized screen. I can't race on small screens. It would do my head in. Haven't tried it. You mean on PC? How does it do it on PC? You just put it to you have other mode, which is just basically turns it into a TSPC racer or whatever it is. So it's a decent wheel. It's a good wheel on PC. Yeah, R-Factor 2 is it's really good online. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go because the kids need picking up. I'll be late. The teacher will tell me off. I'll get in trouble. So, thank you to everyone who came in the chat again today. Thank you for all the subscriptions. I will see you later for some GT Sport oval racing, and it will just be a fun stream. We won't take it too serious. Have a little bit of a laugh on it. Try and use some random cars and random classes. We could even use a pickup truck on one of them and do an oval race with the pickup truck, the FT150 or whatever it is. So we'll do that later. Probably around 7:30, 8ish, something like that. So hopefully see you there and get your demolition face on, because it'll probably be a bit of a crash fest, but it'll be fun. Anyway, see you all later. Have a great day if you're whatever you're doing, and have fun. See you later, everyone.